What's up, guys? This is episode 6521. And first of all, about karate, I will compete on the 18th of this month and on the 25th of this month. So, two consecutive weekends. So, I do stand a chance of medaling 8 gold medals in 14 days. But I gotta train hard. I was supposed to go to a train now. It's 10 and a half a.m. on a Saturday, and there's a train starting exactly right now. But I have some stuff to do, and I gotta organize my life. You know what? It's gonna complete 2 weeks since the Monday I got fired, and I haven't done anything since then. Yesterday I talked to some attorneys, actually to only one attorney. I had two appointments, each one with one attorney, but I simply slept. And I didn't go to the second one. But she will calculate how much can I ask on the sue I will make, because what happens is, I don't know if I already explained, but she didn't register my actual salary, and this means that I won't receive as much money as in law is my right, and like I need that money. I really do. So, and I want to choose to look for my rights, to look for my money. But besides that, like my house is dirty. I need to clean it, and it's been like, I don't know, 1 month, 3 weeks since I don't clean it really hard. Um, like I be jerking off every day and having my mind, foggy, and everything like is is foggy. My mind is foggy because when you do that, when you jerk off uncontrolledly, you can't think properly. And also, this night I didn't have much sleep. Actually, I stayed until 4 a.m. watching Suits, like from 1 to 4 watching Suits, because I really couldn't sleep. I was at my girlfriend's once again. Actually, this is another thing. I gotta stop going there so often. It seems like, you know, um, I'm trying to slack off on her. I'm not slacking off. Um, but I gotta clean it all, and start doing something useful. On Thursday, yes, I guess it was on Thursday. I I had a meeting with an agency owner who wants me as an SDR, and we're closed for 1 month trial. Just gonna test it out if I'm able to do it. And there's another guy who wants me to go to another city. He wants me to have an agency by my own. By my own is the first step of his plan. Is I have an agency that can and through this agency I can live. I can like buy everything I need, pay everything I need on this big city he lives. So it's 3 4K a month. Then he will probably uh, either he will buy my clients, or I will keep with these clients and start serving his businesses. He's a serial entrepreneur. He has an e-commerce. He has an English school with uh, about 800 students, which is a lot. And I mean, there's this plan is good, but it will take time. But this will be a level up, a huge level up. So it's not that I'm not improving, but I'm really procrastinating the whole day. Like I'm 12 hours on my cell phone every day, to the point that my tongue is getting bitter. The same exact feeling I had when I got fired from my first SDR job in the second semester of 2022. same exact feeling, jerking off every day uncontrollably, feeling like crap. Now the only difference is that I live alone and I have a little bit more money. But I gotta start doing stuff, you know. I have also this opportunity with HR, with this drop service through Twitter stuff, and it's been over a month and I haven't done anything. I need to finish this ebook we're going to give away, and I haven't for a month, and I have had 2 months to do it, and I didn't. I've have had this murdering English. Um, but like I need to finish this giveaway and organize all this, all this house. It's not that it's you know a complete mess, but it's dirty, so I need to clean it all and start jerking off and stop jerking off, not start. And about food too. I need to do some supermarket and start cooking properly. So this will prevent me from just ordering food and squandering a lot of money. I realized that in the last 8 months, yeah, 8 months, I I spent it's not even 8 months, it's 7 months. I spent almost $1,000 ordering food. $1,000, dude, $1,000. Like I could buy a whole karate equipment for Kumite, or two brand new kimonos, like two brand new gis, or whatever I want, just save it for rent, whatever. But I didn't. I just squandered it ordering food, and I ordered food some days ago, I guess on Thursday probably. It was like it was good to remember, but I can't be doing this all the time. But I guess that's it. I need to train hard and harder karate. Probably some good 2 hours a day on average. On Friday, for example, they have an intensive training of like 4 hours the whole afternoon. And on Saturday too, it's almost 8 hours, and I'm available to go for all of it, and I'm not. I need to do it. I want to medal. I want to bring 8 gold medals home to make my parents proud. You know what? Um, but that's it. Just to update you guys some stuff. This is not actually what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about some of my biggest regrets, but I simply forget about stuff. As I mentioned, my mind is foggy. And a good thing about not recording these videos constantly is that it's not all that stuff like I woke up and did this, and that, and those. No, like I actually have something to say, but I need to record these a little bit more and be more active, every day or every week, whatever. Um, so be it. Every week I have a lot of new updates and things I'm up to, and recording my progress on this and that. You know, my but about my regrets. Uh, First of all, the first thing I learned, one of the things I learned, dude, stammering as hell. What the hell? I don't do this in Portuguese. One of the things I learned as an SDR in 2022 is that um, effort is like taking a bath. You don't prevent yourself. You don't not take a bath today because you took it yesterday. You know, that's the same with effort. It's not because I put a lot of effort yesterday that I'm not going to have to put effort today. Same thing as bath. It's an everyday, it's a daily basis. Same thing about security. Like my bike. I'm getting a little paranoid with people stealing my stuff, but it's better than having your things taken, right? But you can, for I don't know, 20 years lock your bike. If once after those 20 years you forget it or whatever, someone can take your good, your bike, be it, and like it doesn't sum up those 20 years. So we have to do it every day. It doesn't sum up. And the effort on everything, you gotta think like that. And this is to me too, this is to me as well. I gotta think like that. It doesn't sum up. It's not because I made a lot of effort yesterday, I put a lot of effort in this or that, that I can't, or that I'm free to procrastinate the whole day. It's an everyday basis. About my regrets, I once wrote a whole doc with over 10 points. Things that if I could go back in time, I would tell my 12, 13-year-old self. But one of the first things is uh, be obedient to your parents because you don't know shit. Like you may know some things, but most things just be obedient to your parents. So if you blindly obey them, this is in my case because my parents are normal and they're responsible, but I know this ain't for everyone. Some parents are crazy, but mine, although they sound like cycles sometimes, they are responsible. And uh, if I just got obedient to them, I would have improved a lot more in my life. So it's all about that damn phone. Yeah, he's right. It's about the damn phone. It's because you don't do X, Y, and Z. Yeah, probably he was right. My dad or my mom. You know. Here is the doc that I've mentioned. So it's titled Advice I Wish I Was Given as Younger, or by other words, was what I said when I was younger. If I could travel back in time, these are some of the things that I would try to teach myself. Well, first thing is convert to the Catholic faith. This is like the whole basic. Long story short, uh, I started on all this um, business stuff when I was 14 on the end of 2020. And they have a whole religion of it. Like, no, I don't have a religion. I don't follow this and that. I'm just spiritual, and so I'm Christian because Christianity is spirituality. It's not a religion. Jesus didn't come to earth to found a religion. That's all complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. So I always had this arrogant uh, tendency. So I thought I knew everything about religion. And this is just an excuse to not follow anything, to just follow whatever you want, to just follow what benefits you the most. So this is almost, at least in my case, this was almost like an atheist, almost. And so like I and a little bit due to school because they teach you bullshit about scientificism, all that bullshit. Letter A, a subtopic on the advice convert to the Catholic faith. You don't know a thing about religion. B, don't believe those who criticize the church, the Catholic Church. Mostly those who don't walk the talk. Exactly what I mentioned a few moments before. Letter C, don't read the Bible without instruction. And that's a good thing because this is a Protestant tendency and this is heretic, okay? I'm gonna read the Bible and we're gonna interpretate, and these charismatic churches they all do that, and it's not good. It's not good. Watch someone who is not very 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 studied about theology. Someone who studied this for years and read and studied thousands of pages. The best thing is read an interpretation of a saint. So the commentary of Thomas Aquinas or whoever you want, but this is way better than try to interpret it yourself. You're just gonna mess things up because most people don't know most things about what church teaches, so it ain't good. Letter D, study everything you can about the church. Letter E, receive the sacrament as much as possible. And I would change this to as best as possible, as better as possible, as good as possible. It's not the number of communions, but the quality of them and how you let the communion with God, the body, the soul, body, and divinity and blood of Jesus sanctify you. It's not like a ticket. No, I got 10,000 communions, so this means that I can go to heaven, and the person who had only 100 is less likely. No, that's not how it works. And of course, confession. This, of course, as much as possible, but as better as possible too. Understand firstly that most said Catholics are not actually, for example, your parents. My parents, they are, we call here Catholics of IBGE. IBGE is the um, Brazilian institution of geography and statistics. That means that this person just says they're Catholic just to count as a statistic, but they're not actually. They're going to the mass every Sunday. They don't follow what church teaches, so they're not a part of the church. It's just a statistic. Do not follow their example in this specific matter. Also, understand that you don't know anything about religion. Overall, the Catholic faith. You may have gone to the Mass often for some weeks once upon a time, yes. When I was very younger, I was trying to recover from some kind of depression, and I went to the church as much as possible to the Mass and didn't understand anything. So it was just, I'm going to go to the Mass, try to see if I understand something, but I didn't, and very quickly I quit going very often. Trying to find some salvation from depression, but those masses celebrated by that specific priest, Father Newton, are not even close to being a Catholic mass. And I was kind of exaggerated here. Yes, it is a Catholic mass, but uh, if the priest does something that is not on the liturgy, then he's being uh, unobedient to the church. So he's doing what he wants, not the church orders. Okay, and this, I guess, is a sin. Like, you're a priest, you don't celebrate the mass as the church orders you to do, but due to what you want to do, you know. The musicians and the priest appear way more than Christ, and that's a tendency on the Novus Ordo, the new mass. The priests or the musicians try to make a concert for them, not uh, something Christ centered, you know. The Mass in itself is where Christ, our God and Savior, makes himself vulnerable in order to work for our salvation. The Mass is not some kind of concert and must not involve emotions, but rationality. Of course, it's not bad if you get emotions, all the sentiments, but it's not a sentimental thing. You go to the Tridentine Mass, go to any traditional Mass, it's not focused on that sentimental stuff. It's not. It's rationality. Understanding through rationality and faith, which is not an emotion, that Christ is really there for his indescribable humility and love for us. Catholic faith has the only truth. It is the only truth. Oh my God, what's this? The Catholic Church is the only immutable one. This means it doesn't change. That comes directly from Christ and his apostles, and has built the whole civilization through the years, but more specifically, the Occidental one, okay, the Western civilization. There is not one single lie in the Catholic holy doctrine, but at the same time, priests like Father Newton, who represents most of the modern ones, want to appear more than Christ. They have this kind of local superstar complex. That is what makes people go to church so often and don't understand what goes on there. It happens a lot. The father that there is my parish right now, which is in place of Father Newton. He's way better than that. He doesn't do stuff that isn't in the liturgy. And I in this text I wasn't taking very care of my words because you gotta take care of what you talk about a priest. Understand that you really don't know anything about any religion overall, the Catholic, unless you study thousands of pages about it. And that's it. Do not read the Bible without instructions because it is a 4,000-year-old compilation of 73 books that have been written by multiple authors during thousands of years. Search for videos on YouTube, but find the most traditionalist ones to guide you and clarify your doubts. Or, even better, read books, as I mentioned. You may find now that religion is pointless and it has a lot of pointless, useless rules that just oppress people. But I promise you that it does not. You just think like that because you were never instructed properly on your catechism years, combined with living in a society that has chosen to abandon God and not living in a Catholic house and never being fomented to be a true Catholic. That's right. The church, along these 2,000 years, constructed the entire civilization of the world, coming from science, math, music, biology, genetics, medicine, technology, law, politics, education, up to theology and philosophy. It is the most rational faith because it is the only one that has the truth, that means Jesus, God, in it entirely. Okay? Do not believe someone who criticizes the church but has not read thousands of pages and spent thousands of hours studying its theology, philosophy, and history. So there's a lot of uh, Protestant heretic preachers out there, and there have always been for the last, I don't know, 500 years, that want to criticize the church, but they don't understand shit about it. They haven't read. They don't know the history of the world in itself, of the church. So they just talk shit. They just lie. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes not. Mainly if the person does not seem to have such a heart that seeks truth over everything. Most people are just not so humble to this point. They just want to be correct. Start by reading the catechism along with the videos. Not necessarily it completely, but read about what you were confused about. Go to the mass as much as possible, but don't fall for these secular experiences they put on the mass, like these secular styles of music, sometimes even secular lyrics, or the priests or musicians trying to appear more than Christ, as mentioned, etc. Learn the importance of confession and receiving the Eucharist. Learn the history of the church. Always make sure you have trustable sources. This will prevent you from falling into these metaphysical ideologies about finding your own purpose, respecting all religions, etc., which is exactly what I fell into for for like at least 2 years. And continuing, now some other advices. Do not make opinions so early. So if you don't study about something, if you don't really deeply understand about something, do not make an opinion. Or if you have an opinion, keep it to yourself, right? Be humble. You ain't nothing, and everything you have was given. This is a great reminder for everything. Like for me, I guess this is a reminder for myself, no matter how old I am. Because I have, as I mentioned, this huge tendency of being arrogant and thinking I'm the best and I know everything. No, dude, be humble. You ain't nothing. The only one who is something is God. Be chaste. Be obedient. What I mentioned about being obedient to your parents. Do not fall for the sinful, attractive world of digital marketing avarice. Try to make a lot of money, but do it slowly. Have Saint Joseph as your model of diligence. This is a great stuff. This is a great advice because this digital marketing stuff is always about making money as fast as possible and as easily as possible. I'm not saying it ain't possible, but it's not. It's not a long term thing, and most of the time is not a very moral thing. Like you're selling pornography, or you're selling simply products that don't work. They simply don't work. You lie. So what happens the most in this digital marketing market is lies, like people that lie. So they create a persona to convince the prospect to buy from them. So like, I'm a copywriter, but I'm not gonna lie in my copy. Okay, so yeah, do not fall for it. You try to make money, but actually, if I could go back in time, I would just advise myself to get a job, so I would understand the value of money. Get a job like waiter. You work your ass off a lot, and you don't make any money. You make like 1,000 working 8 hours a day and getting back home at 1 a.m. So you will understand what is 1,000 bucks when you get there. Unfortunately, I just got to do it 2 years later, on 2022, on the like December 2022. So the last of the year. So I squandered a lot of time thinking, no, 5,000 is nothing. I've never seen 5,000 that was mine. Okay, I've seen 10,000, but it wasn't mine, so it doesn't count. Uh, Stay away from everything that feels amazing. That is something. For me nowadays, uh, like Instagram, it's highly addictive. It feels amazing to spend 10 hours scrolling on reels, and you just um, on TikTok, just interleave it with some pornography or whatever. It's not uh, something that improves your life. It just screws you up. Seek discomfort, seek fear. That is something. So if you're afraid of competing, compete on purpose. If you're afraid of selling, sell on purpose. Do exactly what you're afraid of. If you're afraid of spiders, go to a farm and uh, hunt spiders. If you're afraid of, you got it. You got it. Seek discomfort, like cold baths in the winter. Same thing. Work as hard as you can in a job, what I mentioned. So work your ass off, but in a job. So you learn the value, the true value of money, which is what my dad told me a billion times, and I didn't listen to him. How much is 100 bucks? How much is 200 bucks? I didn't have the notion of it until I worked 20 hours to get 100 bucks. Almost 20 hours. So uh, and besides that, you learn. So if you work in a company and something you like, and you work your ass off and you seek opportunities, don't do that for your life, of course, because working for someone else sucks. But now that you're young, that's the best thing. That's the best thing ever. You learn and you understand the value of money. Study as hard as you can. Letter A. Learn more languages by yourself with the 90% speaking method. Even better if alone. I don't agree with even better if alone. Uh, but yeah, I learned Spanish. My Spanish is not fluent, but I can understand and speak Spanish. And I didn't go to any school or whatever. I just taught myself. I know it's very, very easy because it's close to Portuguese, but I can do that with a lot of languages. So yeah, become a polyglot by 14 years old. That's what you meant to. Study philosophy and study theology. And I would add here study history, study Latin, study everything, become a machine of knowing stuff. Be the best athlete you could possibly be in as much sports as possible. This would work way better when I was like 13, 14. I was addicted to karate. Unfortunately, I didn't have the proper train. We didn't have all these organization we have today. So if an athlete is good and he wants to train 10 hours a day, he can, and he can be accompanied. But 4 years ago, it wasn't like that, you know. And I didn't have the money, and I thought it was too good to get a job, you know, so I could afford a dojo, or equipment and all that. And also running. On the pandemic, I started running. I love it. Running. I want to be a triathlete. I've mentioned it, and to fight. So yeah, become the best in triathlon, which is three sports, and karate. I don't think I don't think it will be convenient for me to start another fight, learn it from scratch. Because really, I started jiu-jitsu. It's hard as hell. Why why would I restart all the journey? And like it will take, I don't know, 4 years until I become really, really reasonably good in jiu-jitsu or judo or whatever new fight I start. But on karate, I already have those 4 years now. I'm already good. I need to improve it, so it's way easier. You know, do not believe in what you were taught at school. They lie on everything. They lie about the history of Brazil. They lie about the history of the world. They put left politics on everything. They are full of crap. Do not believe in everything. Just study to pass an exams and forget everything about it, except for Portuguese. Do not squander money on useless things. And a curious thing is that my bank account, uh, it's there that I've made over 20,000 bucks since 2021 when I started it. When I opened the account, and I don't know where did it go, and I don't have much money. I have less than 2,000 bucks, and some of the money I do know I wasn't stealing on anything. I just didn't have the control. you know some money, a lot of money actually went to courses that I didn't study. So a lot of 1,000 bucks course that I didn't study, 1,000 and a half courses that I didn't study. I procrastinated for a year, expired, and there went 1,000 or 1,000 and a half bucks. So useless stuff, things I could learn by myself, or I just bought it like on that euphoric feeling of like, no, if I apply this, I will certainly make. Yes, I was right, but I didn't apply it. I just procrastinated all of it. So it sucks. I don't have a motorcycle or something. No, I worked for this. I have this. No, I didn't have any financial control. And it works also for spending 1,000 bucks on ordering food. What the hell is this? And the last one is teach. Teach. I have this tendency to communicate and to teach, and I love teaching. I love talking to people and building relationship. It's good, and of course, I spent 14 months on teaching people every single day. So yeah, I love it. And you learn more each time you teach it. So of course my English is way better than 14 months ago, because I studied more to teach. While you teach, you study, you know. But yeah, that's it. 35 minutes of video. What the hell is this, really? The last time I recorded this big of a video, I I told, I guess that's a word, a story of my, I told my story with pornography. Yeah, but that's it. See you.